Today I'll be talking about the top 10 transfers of the football season 2023 summer transfer window. So in number 10, I have Kai Havertz, yet another Chelsea player who moves to Arsenal. He joins his ex-teammate Jorginho, who moved to the Emirates 6 months ago. This move feels a little bit strange, seeing how poor Havertz has been for Chelsea. But Mikel Arteta seems to know what he is doing, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and it's going to be interesting to see how the season turns out. In number 9, I have Raphael Guerrero, and he joins a long list of players that move from Borussia Dortmund to Bayern Munich. Raphael Guerrero is a left back. He played left back for Dortmund last season, but he moved to join his old coach Thomas Tuchel, and Tuchel has employed him in midfield in the past, so he'll be competing for a spot with the likes of Alphonso Davies. So let's see how that turns out. He's a Portuguese international, and he played a part in pushing Dortmund to the season thrilling ending of last year, where they lost the league on the last day of the year. So it's interesting to see how he will play. That's my number 9. You can just let me know what you think about those two so far that I talked about. Number 10, Havertz. Number 9, we have Guerrero. And now for number 8. Let's see. So in number 8, we have Alexis McAllister. And Alexis McAllister moves from Brighton to Liverpool. And so he's a World Cup winner he won the World Cup with Argentina. And after helping Brighton make it to European football, he's decided to leave and move to a better team, I would say, and play for a better manager as well. So, and Brighton and Liverpool, they kept the fee a secret. So let's see how well Alexis McAllister will do. But I think it's a good transfer for Liverpool. They needed midfielders, and McAllister came at a good budget for them. And I have faith in Klopp with the purchases he makes. So let's see how McAllister will do. In number 7, I have Musa Diabi. He moves from Bayern Leverkusen to Aston Villa to play on the right wing. So he will be competing with Leon Bailey for the right wing spot. Throughout the preseason, I've seen Unai Emery use him in all 3 positions at the front. So he can play cam, which is center attacking midfield, and he can also play on the left wing. And he was Unai Emery's primary attacking summer target. So let's see if he will be a success. And this Aston Villa team is going to be a fun team to watch next year. And remember, they are in Europe, so they need the squad depth. So that's number 7. In number 6, I have Sandro Tonali. And this is a player who helped AC Milan reach to the semi-finals of the Champions League last year. And he moves now to Newcastle. He's a very good defensive midfield player who also carries the ball well. And playing aside Bruno Guimaraes in that Newcastle team is going to make Newcastle a hard team to beat. And Chelsea showed some interest in this player but decided to walk away from the deal. I personally wanted Chelsea to go for him, but they decided to walk away. But he's a top talent. So that's number 6 there. In number 5, I have Christopher Nkunku. He's Chelsea made the transfer back in January, but it didn't finalize until this summer. And he was the top scorer in the Bundesliga last year with 16 goals. So he moved to Chelsea. Nkunku, I think at Chelsea he will develop into a better player. So that's why I have him at number 5. Chelsea got a top talent there. And he can play forward. He can play in number 10, which is a cam. So he signed a 6-year contract. So he'll be at Stamford Bridge for at least or at most 6 years. So that's why I have him at number 5. And he picked up a slight injury in Chelsea's last preseason game. So let's see how that will turn out. But in number 5, I have Christopher Nkunku. Number 4, this is a big one. We have Lionel Messi. And Lionel Messi's transfer was a hot topic this transfer window. He moved to Inter Miami from PSG. There were speculations that he could return to Barcelona. And they also Saudi Arabia made a bid for him to be the most expensive transfer, but instead he chose Inter Miami, stating that family reasons. So, and since coming to Inter Miami, he has been lighting up the MLS. The ticket prices have skyrocketed. So this is not only a move for Inter Miami, but as for MLS and as for football in the USA as a whole. So they hope to bring different players to different teams. He has already brought Jordi Alba, and he has also brought Busquets to that team. So number 4, we have Messi. In number 3, this is a surprise to everyone, I'm sure, we have Andre Onana. He moves from Inter to Man United, and this is a big deal for Inter. They got him for free a few years ago, and now he went to Man United for a hefty fee. And Man United, I think that Ten Hag wanted a keeper who will play the ball with his feet. So that is why he went for Andre Onana. And they played together at, not played together. He was the coach when Andre Onana was at Ajax. So there, he's pretty familiar with him. But I think it was a good transfer for Man U, but I'm firmly a believer in a keeper who can shot stop first. So I think they made a mistake in getting rid of De Gea, but that it is. In number 2, I have 2 persons tying for number 2. It was tricky to separate them, and when I go to number 1, you guys will see. But in number 2, I have Declan Rice. This is again another transfer that Mikel Arteta wanted. City was also interested in him, but they decided to pull out. So let's see how it will be for him at Arsenal. And also tying for number 2 is another English young player in Jude Bellingham. 19-year-old, has played more minutes than any young footballer in the past few years. So he's just 19, and his rise from Birmingham City to now taking up his idols, Zinedine Zidane, number 5 at Real Madrid, is going to be excellent. And he's a very explosive player on both sides of the field. And it will be lovely to see him playing with Kroos and Modric. So that's the 2 I have for number 2. And in number 1, I have Josip Vardial, 21-year-old centre-back. And he's currently doing his medical to be a City player. But I think he's a top talent. So that's why I have him at number 1. I believe that he will make this City team very hard to beat. And Pep seems to, love centre-backs. If you look at this Man City team, they are full of centre-backs. So I don't know what formation Pep is probably use, but it's interesting, and I think he will make a difference in this City team. Chelsea wanted this player for a while, from before the World Cup. They wanted him, but they couldn't strike a deal with Leipzig. Leipzig wanted 100 million euros for him at the time, and Chelsea decided to pursue Enzo Fernandez instead. So I think that is why Chelsea didn't bother go for Vardial. But he is going to be a hell of a player If you remember from the World Cup, he led Croatia to the semi-final until, of course, he met up on Lionel Messi. He's going to be a good player. So leave your comments. Let me know what you think about that top 10 for this summer 2023 transfer window. And what would be your top 10? I would be interested to see that. So leave your comment, like, share, and subscribe. This has been the All-Round Sports Talk with your host, Renoy Allen. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you. Peace.